Okay, I am back, just like I promised. Just for a little bit though, not too long. My last video was actually like 30 minutes, so yay, I did it. Just here to cut up these potatoes. I got some russet potatoes at Hy-Vee, at Hy-Vee. I'm gonna season them with the seasonings, the Greek seasonings that are straight from Greece, thanks to my friend Christy. She brought some back for my birthday, so yay. Let's see here, and I'm just gonna keep it really simple. I'm gonna put these on a rack on like a kind of more of like a shallow baking sheet or whatever, but you know, that's what you do. Like, that's all I got, because my other pans, you know, they were probably really old and I did eventually have to get rid of them. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like moving these over here. I'm gonna cut down the rest of the potatoes here. And let's see here. And it looks like I'm gonna have a lot. I'm gonna have a full house on this thing. So what I might end up having to do is put them on a different pan, which is totally fine. I've got like a rack that I can just throw them on and it'll be fine. And on those, I might just do, just put like some basil on those because I don't want them to seep through. So, I mean, I guess I could put them on parchment paper too, but you know, it's gonna have, like, when I put it on like the circular kind of pizza rack thing, it's gonna give it like a drier, more like a potato chip kind of thing, which is totally fine. I want to, you know, maybe change some things up a little bit. So look at me. I wasn't paying attention and I was going back and forth. I was like, hey, do I want to get some yellow potatoes and do this? And then I was like, no, I think I'm just gonna do some russets. But I had already, I guess, ordered the potato. I just wasn't paying attention. That happens sometimes. So it looks like I am gonna have to split these up, which is totally fine. I'll have potatoes all week. I'm still debating on the ground turkey. I think I might wait until next week for that, just because I guess I could always, you know, freeze it. Like, I could cook it up and then freeze it. We'll see. I'm still, because I was able to get like the grilled kind of chicken. I put that in my air fryer for this week so I can have stuff for salads. But yeah, again, I go back and forth, but I probably won't go live with that one because I've done my 3 lives, and generally I try to do like maybe 3 lives to get back into it again, and I'll start doing lives next month. I thought about next week, but that's just gonna be too crazy. So I'm thinking like next month, I'll start doing the lives again on, I'm on Facebook and TikTok. So I'll, you know, start doing that alternate live thing that I was doing before. And I think this is like, hang on, let me just get this down because I think it's a little bit too much light. Like, I think is that a little better? I think that's a little better. So here we go. Okay. So now I'm going to put these in a bowl and I'm going to bring them up, and I'm not going to get too fancy with this, like how I brush things on here. And I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to brush them and kind of as I go, and I'll put them on here just so I can see, you know, how much, because I don't want to put the Greek seasoning on all of them. I want to have some variety. I'll probably do like maybe some basil. There's rosemary too. I actually do have some dried rosemary. So let's just start with what I have right here. Bringing this up. So remember I told you yesterday that, you know, I got all of this stuff from Greece, these different seasonings, and I got this Greek kind of seasoned olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So maybe I can go back this way you can see. So as you can see right here, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. Just kind of placing them right here. Yay! You know what? It's so funny. And what I like to do, what's up, Raquel? I like to do them on, you know, those like the red potatoes and the yellow potatoes. Now this is russet. I mean, I'll do them on russet, but I like it for those smaller potatoes, the red and the yellow, the Yukon Gold potatoes. I love the rosemary on there, just like I love rosemary on bread, like breadsticks. You know, when you put rosemary on stuff, I don't even want to dip it in. The rosemary is enough. Like, I'm not like, oh man, I hope I can get some. No, I don't need red sauce when I have got rosemary. Well, my love go where my flows, where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows. Okay, I'll stop. But that song was like a TikTok cult classic for a long time. I think I ended up putting it on Spotify, but yeah, it's so, I mean, that's a very catchy song. So again, so what I've done in the past when I'm doing these when I'm brushing these is I've done too much with the oil. So this time what I did, I have kind of equal parts of the oil and the seasoning. Now I'll be honest with you, I did not measure this out. I more eyeballed it. I started trying to, and I was like, girl, it is Sunday, you are tired. You have like 5 more chores to do before today closes. I did have a good time, working at the phone bank for KKFI because you've got their pledge drives going. But again, if you miss this pledge drive, you can always donate to them on their website. It's kkfi.org. You can always go on there and donate. Donate what you can. That's the thing about, I think people get really caught up in, I've got to do this $50. No, you don't. You can do anywhere. You can do $10, $25, like do what you can, what you're able to do, and then support the things that you want to do as well. Maybe other charities need your help too. So just, do what you can. No one is judging you. It's, a lot of great places need our help right now. Okay. See here, we're going to get this going. And let's see. And I'm still putting them on here. I think it's just a better system. What's up, Jody? It's a better system for me to kind of use this and then kind of put them on the plate down here. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing it like one at a time. I hope everyone's weekend was amazing. Got Monday tomorrow, and this week's going to be super packed. I think Monday might be the only day that I can work on some things at home, but then I'm going to be running around this week. And that's okay. Very blessed, very, very blessed to be able to run around, this week. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So that is the great sage, Jerry Reed, one of my first crushes. Oh my gosh, I thought he was so cute. I know you're like, girl, I've seen Jerry Reed. He was cute. Snowman forever, okay? Snowman forever. Okay. Let's see here. And now putting some more down on here, and I'll raise it up when I finish kind of putting these on here. And there's a lot, I actually have more left over. So I'm going to do, okay, I think I probably got another row in me. If I do it grandma style, and grandma style is getting as much as something on a baking sheet as you can. And when I was thinking about it, when I think about it, because I'm a Gen Xer, it's so crazy. A lot of those pans back then, unless you're an industrial baker or baking at the church, they were really small. So you either had to have 2 small pans and then just try to cram everything in there, right? Or you had to wait. You'd have to be like, okay, well, we did the first batch of potatoes. Now we got to do the second batch of potatoes. Can you even imagine doing that right now? They got pans for everything, y'all. I mean, seriously. Okay. Gonna keep going. We got some room. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this on here. It looks like we have, okay. Yeah, we got a lot here. Okay. Now, because I'm cutting these thick, these are thicker wedges, I'm going to put that at, let me just do that right now. I'm going to put these at 375. Wait, hang on. I was like, I forgot to preheat my oven. I'm going to put these at 375. Now, in the past, what I've done is I've done these things really, I did it a little low and slow. But sometimes when I do that, I forget that they're in there. I'll be honest, when it's too low and slow, I forget. And then I'm like, man, these potatoes are super crispy. But when I put things higher than 350, then I'm definitely checking in on them. So I'm not going to have, they're not going to be too crispy. But what do I do when they're too crispy? I'll chop them up. I'll turn them into a hash, and throw them in, with eggs or something like that. Anything can be turned into a hash, I swear. You mess up on something, just turn it into a hash. It's okay. Or wrap it up in some kind of bread. Or you could probably wrap it up in some kind of chard. Swiss chard was actually, and then you can do a lot of wraps with Swiss chard. Also, the Boston lettuce and the butter lettuce, Is that the same thing? I don't know, but you can use those, like a lot of times people use those as like wraps as well. Just like little mini wraps. If you don't want to, you know, do any bread or anything like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to bring this up. Bring it up, bring it up. Okay, there you go. You see them? So this is going to go into the oven right now. Okay, now I got my next thing that I'm doing. And I think I could actually use the parchment paper. So I have a really bad habit with parchment paper of trying to like eyeball it, and I'm never right. I swear I'm never right. So this time I'm going to cut it. So we're just going to use some scissors because I have scissors. I just always think, no, I'm just gonna eyeball it. It's totally gonna work out. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Put this here, back in here. I'm gonna put this over here. And, you know, I still have a lot of this left over. So I think what I'll do is wait, do I have the rosemary right here? Where's the rosemary? Rosemary, where are you? Okay, here it is. So I'll split this up. I'll use the rosemary, the dried rosemary, and I'll use the Greek seasonings that I have left over. But I will need to get the oil again. And where are you, oil? Ooh, we're running low. We're running low on this nectar here, but that's okay. I mean, I have regular extra virgin olive oil, so that's fine. But you know, I'm just gonna lay this out here. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. Just putting things down because parchment paper just likes to roll up like it's, you know, some kind of like some kind of like, you know, scroll. Okay, here we go. We're still using the Greek for now because we got some stuff left over. I think what I can do is I can just like slap this on here. There we go. Okay, so because there's enough oil on here to do that. So that's another thing. When you're using these brushes, remember a lot of them, what they're doing is they're going to retain that moisture. So you might think I don't have, but like as I look at the bottom of this, there is definitely still some oil there. So again, something to watch out for if you're trying to not, you know, waste anything. If you're trying to be as, you know, minimize waste, just remember when you're using brushes, they do retain moisture. Okay, I got a lot on that one, but that's okay. That's a big one. It can handle it. It's got big shoulders. Okay, so now we're gonna use the rest of this. I got another big one. I'm just gonna put that on here. Now, if I was feeling super fancy, I would have remembered to put some lemon juice in here, just like a little bit, and it would have been like this pop. And that really tastes good when you're using those smaller potatoes, like the yellow and the red. When you put that little bit of lemon juice, just a little bit, you mix it in with your seasonings, it gives that nice pop. You're like, oh my gosh, it's a nice pop. It's refreshing and yet savory at the same time. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Okay, so what Raquel does is she crumbles up her parchment paper and then flattens it out so it doesn't roll up on it. You know what? And that's some grandma wisdom right there. Okay, thank you so much for that. You're right. That totally does make sense. But you know, in the moment, that's why when you're doing anything with parchment paper, anything that you gotta think things through. Right now I've got my parchment paper. You can't see it. I have it weighted down, okay, with something else because I did not want. I made the mistake a couple of times. Okay, maybe just one big swoop, and then this will be over. I've made the mistake a couple of times of, you know, not paying attention, and then all of a sudden I got stuff rolling up on me because I only have one side. So then I'm fighting for my life right there. Yet again, fighting for my life. Unnecessarily, I might add. Okay, so this is all we're gonna do. So all we're gonna use right here. This is done. This is the last of that Greek. Let's see here, and I got another. Okay. So, you know, I like to do the mise en place. So I'm going to move everything down. And for the rosemary, I'm going to actually try to sprinkle it out with like some kind of spoon. Okay, move this out of the way. Okay, let's see here. So now this is not like an official, this is like a half tablespoon, but I love these. So I used to get these, I used to get like the plastic ones because they were cheap, whatever's on a budget. But you know, I started realizing like, you know what, I actually need to spend some money on this just because, I mean, it just wasn't hitting right with the plastic. And what happens with the plastic is that the numbers wear off and they're not etched in. So you're eyeballing things, you're like, that looks like 2/3 of a cup, don't you think? So yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And of course, I have like another brush, but I can't find it for the oil. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's okay. You know what? What can we do? I actually have another glass bowl I can use. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Just gonna do like a little bit here. Okay, it's like, well, we might as well we're just emptying it out. We're pouring one out for the homies right here. I'll probably go and here, and then we're gonna put some of this in here. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna wash this brush out because I think that I'm gonna have more problems than I anticipated. Because you can just like drop dried rosemary onto it, but I want it to stay, and if it gets shifted, it might not necessarily stay. And I'm looking for my extra virgin olive oil that I know I have, and yet can't find. Okay, well, that's fine. It's okay. We're gonna make it. I know I have some, I just can't find it. I don't want to like spend the rest of the time trying to look for it because I have to kind of like, you know, get this up because I've got pictures. I posted some pictures. Well, I took some pictures and I still need to post them on my Quaint and Cozy KC. So I have to get to that because I told you I went to Weston yesterday. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, that was like a side quest. So again, with rosemary, remember just a little bit of rosemary will go a long way because you don't want it to taste like perfume, right? Hi, Miss Ticey. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. Now this is a bigger piece, so I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Okay, let's do that. Just a little bit more on there. Okay, so see, just because there's more on there, but I don't like, you know, I probably put a little bit more on the other one. But I've been burned before. And again, I love the rosemary, but it's like, it can just become a little overwhelming if you put too much on. It's kind of got, you know, got to leave a little bit to your palate's imagination. Okay. And see here, some on here like this. I don't know if you guys can see. All I see are your comments, so I don't know if you guys can see me, but I think you can. Okay, so this is small, so I tried to go smaller with it. If I didn't have rosemary, I would use basil. If I didn't have basil, I would just use regular like pepper. But I mean, the thought of me not having basil is like, oh my gosh. Or if I just had Italian seasonings, that's actually pretty good too. So yeah, now these are not potatoes as usual, just FYI. You know how like you know, when I do fries, I'll do like a little bit of, I know you're like, girl, smoked paprika. Again, yes. Or I've got the cilantro lime seasoning that I got at Dollar Tree. It's actually pretty good. Like I'll do that with like, you know, regular fries just to pep them up a little bit. I know that that's not for everybody, but I just can't have plain potatoes. It makes me sad. Okay, this is really little, so we're just gonna put a little bit on. We just have a few more left. And again, I have yellow potatoes mixed with russet potatoes because I just Wasn't paying attention. I didn't like delete that out of my basket, the yellow potatoes. Okay. So looks like I think I'm going to have more than enough for my food this week. And I also do have, you know, cans of soup. I have all this other stuff as well to eat. And I've got some things I probably need to get rid of as well. And in the sense of like, you know, clean that, like, you know, do some pantry cooking. So I'll be looking at that as well. I think next week I definitely could do some miso because I've got some leftover nori that I definitely have to use. So I'm going to have to do some miso. And I know I've done videos before with miso, but what I'm finding is that, so I started, what's up, Miss Patty? I started watching these people and they're out of Colorado. They might have moved. It's been a long time since I've seen them because they kept changing when they were going live on YouTube and stuff. And I guess I could look up their stuff, but anyways, I would just watch them, even if they're, because they would make a lot of casserole kind of stuff. And again, I would get some ideas, but it wasn't really like my style of eating. But I really felt so comforted by watching these people cook and give like their suggestions and talk about their day and all that stuff. And that was back in, I started watching them in like, I don't know, 2018. And I watched them throughout the pandemic as well. And so then I kind of lost track because I got busy with school and everything like that when I went back and got my master's. But yeah, like it was kind of like comforting, and people would just start, you know, they'd be in the comment section of the live saying, this is what I'm cooking tonight. I guess it's just this chance to really be like communal with people. And speaking of that, this parchment paper is doing too much. Just gonna cut around it. It's out here acting, this parchment paper is out here acting a dang fool. I'm gonna kind of cut. And again, when you got round pans, because this one is round, because I put my rectangular one is already in the oven. So I'm going to put this one in the oven as well. It's at 375. Woo. Okay, so it's at 375, and so what I'll do is I'll check on them like every 30 minutes. Sometimes it just takes an hour to do those. It just depends on what my oven wants to do, right? So, but I definitely, you know, I want to check on them because I don't want crunchy. I'm just not in the mood for crunchy potatoes. It's summertime. Like I want crunchy stuff when it's cold outside. But again, if they turn crunchy, you know, I'm not going to waste those. I'm not going to waste those potatoes. So, anyways, thanks so much everyone for watching. A very short one. I'm going to start doing my TikTok lives again. Cooking probably next month. But I might come back on here to practice because I got to practice where I don't have to keep leaving the frame, and I have that desk that moves, so I'll be practicing. So if you're like, hey girl, what are you doing? I'll be experimenting on you. So you know, you want to give me feedback, that's totally fine. I'm totally open to it. Well, have a great week everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and then if you have any more questions about me, you can always go to AuntLainie'sKitchen.com. I do a lot of food reviews there. I'm starting to do more like recipes in progress. I have a podcast called Aunt Lainie's Kitchen as well on Spotify. Once a month I'm on KKFI on the Echo radio program. Like that's on Monday. So like once a month I'm on KKFI with my podcast. And then I also have Quaint and Cozy KC. So if you see me around Kansas, like taking pictures, posting them up about Kansas City or trips I've gone, that's my Quaint and Cozy KC, because I do believe no matter where you live, you can find something quaint and cozy about your city that doesn't have to cost a ton of money and still a lot of fun. So there you go. That's like my pitch for myself. And 2025, I said, I gotta put myself out there so much instead of always like, you know, pushing everybody else up. I gotta take care of me. That's like the second time I've said that today. Okay, everyone, talk to you later. Bye.